Let's get right into it. Today we are going to talk about the three main reasons you are not losing belly fat, why you can't get rid of that belly fat, guys. We're going to get right into it. And here's the thing, guys. I want you guys to know that, yes, I may sound like a broken record, but we are in a belly fat epidemic. So as long as people have the problem, I'm going to be providing the solution. And make sure you're taking notes. And if you can't lose belly fat, make sure to apply all these principles so you can start to actually lose belly fat, guys. All right. So first of all, a lot of us have a lack of self awareness and self accountability, right? Like we see other people, and I see a lot of people who have a lot of belly fat, and they'll be like, "Yeah, my friends have so much belly fat. Oh my gosh, like I could never be them." And they don't realize that they themselves have so much belly fat. It's either because the people around them have more belly fat than they do, so they feel like they don't have a lot, or they just lack self awareness, right? Like this is what they see when they look in the mirror, or they haven't realized that every single day for the past few years, they've been in a slight caloric surplus. So every single year, they might have gained like 2 inches on their waist, and over a 5 year period, that's 10 inches. Right. So if you can see a little bit of your abs, and then 5 years later, you gain 2 inches per year on your waist, you won't be able to see your abs anymore, and you won't realize to what extent you've gained belly fat. It's easy to blame your genetics as well, guys. And a lot of you guys watch a lot of YouTube videos, and you just don't apply it, and that's exactly why you aren't losing the fat, guys. And a lot of us lack the self awareness about how bad our habits are. Like we feel like we eat 1,000 calories, maybe 1,500, and we feel like we're just for some reason we have a lot of belly fat. But in reality, guys, all those small snacks that we're eating throughout the day is what's causing you to gain belly fat. Because best believe if you have belly fat, if you have fucking belly fat, guys, that shit is not just there by itself. It's there because you earned it. You have to earn your belly fat. Belly fat is not given; it is earned. I need to make a shirt that says that because it is earned. Like most people who have belly fat and it's stubborn, it's not just stubborn because it wants to be on them. Like belly fat doesn't like you that much. All right. A lot of times it's because you have bad habits. You are inactive. You eat too much. You overeat. You drink liquor. That's what's causing the belly fat, not genetics, not because God just wanted you to have more belly fat than everyone else. All right. Next, you're not even in a calorie deficit. A lot of people are eating burgers and fries, binging on the weekends, eating Pop Tarts for breakfast, and they think that they deserve to lose belly fat. Listen, you're not losing fat anywhere without a calorie deficit. All right. There's no such thing as losing fat without a calorie deficit, guys. So if you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose fat. So if you don't know how many calories you're eating, then shut the hell up when you say, "Oh, I'm not losing fat. What's going on? I'm not losing belly fat." A lot of people ask me, they're like, "How do you lose belly fat?" I'm struggling. It's like, how many calories are you eating? They don't even fucking know. If you don't know how many calories you're eating, you're definitely eating more than you think you are, number one. And number two, you're not serious enough about your goals. Like, if you do not know your calorie intake, expecting results is very fucking disrespectful, guys. If you do not know your calorie intake, that is the basis. That's like saying, like, "Hey, man, how can I save?" And then I ask you, I'm like, "What's your income?" You're like, "I have no clue." Okay, how much you spend? I have no clue. Okay, how much you have in your bank account? I have no clue. So why do you expect to save if you don't know how much you're making, you don't know how much you're spending? That doesn't make any sense, guys. So you got to make sure that you know exactly how much you're intaking if you're trying to lose fat, guys, because that's going to be one of the most important factors. Yes, you can do 1,000 crunches at the gym. Yes, you can hit abs 3 times a week and still not lose belly fat, guys, because it's the layer of fat that needs to be removed via calorie deficit, guys. So make sure if you're trying to lose fat, you're in a high protein calorie deficit, guys. I am tired of people not knowing how much they're eating, but somehow, for some reason, expecting to lose fat. And they wonder why they have a big ass stomach. And they blame hormones or genetics. It's not hormones or genetics. It's literally you not tracking your calories and underestimating how much you're actually eating. So stop lying to yourself. All right, here's another thing that actually surprises me that I never thought would happen, right? A lot of people will be like, "Hey, man, like, I really want to lose fat, man, and I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "When's the last time you worked out?" They tell me either 3 months ago, a year ago. Sometimes they say 2 years ago. So if you're not even working out, you're not doing the bare minimum to lose the belly fat. Like, in order to lose fat overall, yes, calorie deficit is important, but you want to make sure that you're building muscle because the more muscle you have, the more fat you will burn. How many times do I have to say that? That's why you see people with a lot of muscle, they maintain their body fat percentage easier because they have more muscle. So the metabolism is usually slightly faster, not like 10,000 calories faster, but slightly faster. All right. Which is going to help you maintain your muscle and burn more fat, guys. All right. And another thing is a lot of people who do hit the gym, they skip the weights. They go straight for the cardio. Now, if you do too much cardio and put a lot of stress on your body and you're not going to be maintaining muscle mass, you'll probably be losing muscle and losing fat. So you're going to have that soft look, right? If you want that hard look, if you want to lose majority fat and maintain your muscle mass, you got to make sure that you're actually strength training. So focus on strength training. It's very, very important, guys. You want to focus on building muscle, guys. Going to the gym for 10 years I mean, well, going to the gym 10 times a year is what I was going to say. Because I used to work at a gym and we used to be able to see how many times people actually log in and check into the gym. And you'd be surprised at how many people sign up at the beginning of the year and how many people actually show up throughout the year. So if you go to the gym 10 times a year, that's not going to build muscle, guys. 10 times is 365 days in a year. 10 times a year means you're going every 36 days. And I would say that was the average. Like I saw some people, it was November when I was working in the gym, right? And I would look at some people, last time they logged in was January 1st. That's the last time I went to the gym. And that's a lot of people. And I'm talking about there was like 3,000 members that weren't at the gym for the past like 10 months, right? Like they signed up, they paid 2 years up front, and they just did not show up for 10 months straight, guys. So if you're not showing up, you're not doing the bare minimum to get the results that you desire. All right. So don't say you want something that you're not putting the work in for. It's the stupidest shit ever. All right. All right. A bonus one is you're very impatient. A lot of you guys, it took you 10 years to gain the belly fat, but for some reason, you want to lose all the belly fat in like 10 days. This shit's just dumb as hell. All right. Like I said, to lose belly fat, you have to be consistently in a deficit, not for one day, not for 2 weeks, right? Because it takes a while for you to lose that fat. And doing fad diets like keto and carnivore and Atkins and all that other shit is not gonna work. Why? Because you're gonna crash. That's why it's called a crash diet. Imagine going into something called a crash diet and expecting not to crash and being surprised when you fucking crash, guys. It's the dumbest shit ever. You literally start a crash diet. You're like, hey, I'm starting a crash diet, and then you crash, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I crashed. It's called a fucking crash diet, bro. Like, what the hell? That's like going to the hood with a Lamborghini. You leave it unlocked. You have a Rolex on, and then you get robbed, and you're like, yo, I cannot believe I got robbed. Like, what the fuck, guys? All right. So think about how long it took you to gain the weight. I always want you guys to think about that because people overlook that a lot. Think about how long it took you to gain the weight and how long it took you to gain the belly fat. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. Now realize that, okay, it took me a while to gain these bad habits. It took me a while to put on each pound of fat. So it's probably going to take a while to take off the fat, correct? Yes, guys. Yes. All right. So that's exactly how you're going to lose belly fat, guys. Like I said, being very consistent, being in a high protein calorie deficit, making sure you're strength training, not just doing cardio, and having some self awareness and self accountability. Now, if you've been struggling to lose belly fat for a long period of time and you want to lose 20 plus pounds and 6 plus inches off your waist in the next 4 months, all you got to do, link is going to be in the description. We can set up a call, see exactly what you need and what you're struggling with. And if you're a good fit for my program, then I'll definitely offer you a spot. Hope you guys have a good day. Bless up.